Turn left.
The pilot is sitting Indian style using a video game remote?
Hi everyone, I'm your host, owner, and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to The Mix for those who are digitally passing by. Also listen to this video, everyone, from beginning to end. Listen to this video from beginning to end. That's a way to support my channel. Another way for you to support my channel is to drop a comment, like this video, also share it, and smash the subscription button. You can also support The Mix heading on over to my description section of this post, and you can zelle your girl or cash app me, and all donations go towards content enhancement creation. So let me get right into it, but I would be remiss to not say this first and foremost. Rest in peace, RIP to those who were on the submarine for the Titanic. Also, my most sincere and deepest condolences to their entire family. Okay. I'm just incredibly confused why anyone, wealthy or not, would want to explore an opportunity to do a deep dive, underwater expedition, I guess you can call it that, to see the Titanic. I mean, that's a question to be asked. Would you want to do that regardless if you're wealthy or not? That's the question to be asked. And I'm going to do my best to try to remain as respectful as possible, because I'm just a bit perplexed as to why would anyone want to do this. I just don't know. I really don't understand. I get exploring this opportunity, so exploring this opportunity, knowledge, for historic perspective or information, and also for innovation in terms of being able to partake in an historic underwater tour like this. In my opinion, this was very dangerous, and I believe, in my opinion, this was like a death wish, and I say that respectfully. And again, I'm trying to remain as respectful as possible, because I'm just completely confused as to why would someone want to literally do this. And as I stated, I get for knowledge and all of that stuff, but I mean, there's so many different documentaries done on a Titanic, and I get going out to sea, but staying above water and just being in the area where the ship has sunk, actually going underwater, doing a deep dive. I don't know. You guys. What are your thoughts? Drop a comment. Let me share this clip I came across from this scientist who did an interview about his experience doing an underwater tour of the Titanic via a separate submarine. So this guy, he didn't take the submarine that got, I guess, imploded, and the 5 tourists are deceased now, have perished. This particular guy did not take that same tour, or did not use that same submarine machine, and it's not made by the same manufacturer, to my understanding. But I found this particular science, incredibly interesting from his own experience, as well as his own opinion and thoughts on the most recent sub experience, which included the 5 individuals who passed away, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and share this clip, just some snippets of it here and there. And I may interject and give my opinion, reaction, and commentary during the clip. So let me go ahead and share that with you all. Again, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to The Mix if you have not already done so. And smash that notification bell for everyone. That way you'll be in tune with all the content I drop on my channel. Okay, here we go. Let me share it with you guys.
Turn left.
The pilot is sitting Indian style using a video game remote?
Okay, you guys, this is clip number 1, I believe, of the guy who was responsible for creating the submarine and hosting the tour for $250K per person. He too was on the submarine and perished as well. So I guess he's explaining
we've been out to the Titanic.
The reason why.
We went out in 5 8-day missions. We did about 10 dives to the wreck site of the Titanic, and we did an extra dive on an undiscovered reef that we found. completely privately funded operation, and we're funded by, we call mission specialists, who help support the mission. So they take quite a bit of money to come and join us. Years ago, the Russians took tourists out to the Titanic, and it was just sort of a look and see thing. We really are focusing on the science around it. We want to document what the wreck is like now, and also try to predict what it'll be like in the future. It's continuing to decay.
Okay, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and share clip number 2. And like I stated before, I may interject here and there. I'm not going to share the lengthy amount of footage, but again, this scientist who had his own exploration of the underground water tour, I guess, or maybe he did that for some type of expedition or research or whatever. But let me share his take on what took place in his own experience.
Michael Guillen, a scientist, journalist, and author. Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We want to get right to your own experience. Share with us your story. You took a tour down to the Titanic in 2000, and something similar happened. Tell us about that.
Yes, I had been invited to become the first correspondent to report from the Titanic in 2000, September. And so even though I had a fear of water, I accepted it as part of my job. And so we left Nova Scotia in Halifax, where a lot of the people whose bodies were recovered are buried, as you know. And we went on station above the Titanic, positioned ourselves, and then dove down. It took us about 2.5 hours to get down. This is a Russian sub that I was in. And everything was going fine.
Okay, let me pause right there. Okay, he confirmed it was a Russian sub, and I hear their submarines are really high tech, really, they put a lot of money, a lot of financial support into their submarine, and I don't think it had a video game remote. Matter of fact, I don't believe it did. So as a controller to control the sub. So here we go.
We toured the bow, then we went across the debris field and approached the stern area. You'll recall that when the Titanic sank, it broke into 2 pieces. The bow went straight down, the stern did a somersault and landed on its back with the propeller exposed. So my eye was on the propeller up ahead. I thought, wow, it's so shiny, it just stands out down there. Everything is otherwise shades of gray. And then I noticed that our submersible was going faster and faster. I thought, well, why are we going faster? We should be slowing down. We're approaching this giant propeller, which was much bigger than our own submersible. And I later found out that we just had the bad luck of being caught up in a very strong underwater current. They do exist, believe it or not, down there. And smacked us right into the blades of the propeller. And
wow. See?
I knew immediately from the collision and also from big, huge pieces of rusted metal coming down on us from the Titanic that we were in a life and death situation. It wasn't what I expected. It was completely unexpected. I didn't panic. I worried that others might panic. I had a diving buddy and a pilot, and I had been told when we were being prepared for the dive that in the past people who panic will go right to the hatch thinking they can escape from that, but of course that just expedites their demise. So I was very conscious that I was going to gang tackle anybody who would even dare to look at the hatch. And then my scientific brain kicked in, and I'm a professional problem solver. I thought, okay, well, we have a real serious problem here. There has to be a solution. And as I ticked through the various possibilities, I thought of how much oxygen we have left and so forth. I came to the realization very quickly that there was nothing we could do, that our only hope was our pilot, who was a former MiG pilot, so he was used to handling situations of life and death, operating with a cool head under.
Pause right there. An experienced pilot encountered dire situations like that. So I don't know if that pilot from the most recent sub situation accident has ever encountered issues like that underwater, because as you can see in that last clip, pilot has took a tour before with that particular sub.
Pressure. And he was in constant communication. Unlike the missing ship, our pilot had constant communication through the hydrophone with the mothership, the research ship above us. And it was, in the end, the better part of an hour, which seemed like an eternity. When I noticed something happened, the vehicle quieted down. Up until then, the engine was really struggling. Our pilot was trying to jock it out of the blades. And so when it went silent, I thought, well, either this is good news or bad news. It could be bad news that the engine just finally died and we're literally dead in the water, or it could indicate something else. We hadn't spoken to the pilot. We wanted to leave him alone. He was totally focused on trying to rescue us. But finally, I just couldn't resist, so I asked him a one-word question. And I looked at him and I said, okay. And then he turned to me and in this very thick Russian accent said, no problem. And of course, that was an understatement, and you would have thought that we'd won the lottery a million times over. I mean,
I know he's happy and probably is reflecting on this, but let me go ahead and share a little bit more, and then I'll go ahead and stop this video.
it's tomorrow morning, and how do you do that? How do you triangulate the noises, locate it, bring in the French sub? Takes 2.5 hours to go down, grab a hold of it. In the best case scenario, bring it right back up. It's another 2.5 hours, unbolt them. I don't know. I'm an optimist by nature, so I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope, and I'm still visualizing these people being brought out, and hooray, hurrah, and we can all celebrate the miraculous rescue. That can happen. But right now, I'm just being honest, it's just not looking good.
Michael, this has obviously been incredibly hard for you to watch this news and to share your own story. So why do you continue and choose to share your story and keep watching?
Halfway through this book, because all day yesterday I was talking to media from all over the world who wanted to understand my experience and how it might relate to the current situation. And obviously it relates directly to it. I can give some people at least an idea of the dangers and hazards involved, and that's why I do it. I have to say that halfway through this morning, I was telling my wife, I don't know if I can keep going. It's exhausting me physically and emotionally, but I feel an obligation for those 5 souls not to stop talking, to let people know there is still hope. There is still hope. Until we know for sure that they have run out of oxygen, there is hope, and I want to be the messenger of hope. But I also want to be that realistic voice that says, I've been through that. I know what they're experiencing. Mm-hmm. And anyone who's contemplating going down to the Titanic, please don't think of it as some recreational destination. This is not a Disneyland ride. Have respect for...
That was some real right there.
Mother Nature. Have respect for the ocean. It is merciless. It's unforgiving. And second of all, treat this site as it should be. It's sacred ground. It's a cemetery where people lost their life. This is not a joyride. That's my central message, and that's what keeps me going.
Hey everyone, there you have it. The scientist's name is Michael, and when I heard that clip, I was just like, this was very powerful when I heard this interview. And head on over to that news channel, whatever, and see I think there's a extended clip of it, but this was, like I said, very powerful interview. And Mike was right. Respect the ocean. That's sacred grounds. This is not like a Disney tour, so for him to share his experience, it gives more insight to the dangerous situation anyone could be in. And again, Michael was on a submarine, I believe, built by the Russians, I would say. He said it had a Russian pilot. But even they, with the Russian pilot being experienced, even they had a issue underwater. Reports are coming out, and this is just developing news and information, that the pilot of the most recent one did not take heed to other people's or his staff or people that were working with him, their warnings, and just basically they insisted on that he abandon the tour because the submarine had undergone some, I guess, some damage or whatever from the other time that it went underwater. And I don't know if he called himself patching it up, and I'm just speaking hypothetically or whatever, but you have to go to the different media sources or whatever to gain more understanding of this. You know, I'm just speaking hypothetically right now. So it just sounds like, based on the media reports, that the last tour, it experienced some damage. When anything go underwater, even in the air with airplanes, it experience some damage sometimes. So you have to go through these checks and all of that just to make sure that everything is okay. And that particular sub, this sub that went underwater and never resurfaced, and people have now perished, it just wasn't in the best condition. And the pilot did not take heed, and unfortunately they all perished. And also there was waivers, as you can see. So that is being talked about now, that after people just doing deep dives, deep research into the why and what happened, and the research into the type of submarine, how it was built, or probably the corners that the guy cut to for this opportunity to come about, which ended tragically. So, but like this video, share this video. Thank you all for tuning in. Drop it in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Would you be interested in taking the tour, even if it was free, whether you're wealthy or not? Would you be interested in going underwater in the ocean that deep in a submarine? I mean, me, no. But hey, I guess when you're wealthy and you have billions, I mean, possibly they probably thought, oh, this is a bucket list thing. But like Michael just said, the scientists, it's not Disney World. This is a dangerous situation. It can go left just like that. You can't predict what's going on in the ocean or the sea. So, but yeah, like this video, share this video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.